The other thing that I'll mention is what I call subtle cues. And for instance, a subtle cue is that my Twitter handle is @Dorie Clark, and the hashtag is IMS12, in case you want to be writing about any of this or interacting in some way, although you'll have to forgive me because I'm not reading the Twitter feed as I give the talk, but I would love to be in touch afterwards. But in general, subtle cues, when it comes to establishing yourself as a thought leader, I'll go back to a conversation that I had with Robert Cialdini, the Arizona State University psychologist. One of the things that I thought was incredibly powerful, he cited a study that he did. He worked with a hospital in Arizona, and they were having a problem with compliance. Physicians were prescribing physical therapy to their patients, and the patients weren't doing it. They were slacking off. And so they dug a little bit, and they found out, well, why? They were asking him. And the patient said, well, my doctor said I should do it, but, blah, blah, blah. The person they were working with was the physical therapist. And they said, well, we don't know anything about the physical therapist. We don't know, if they're qualified or whatever. And so they started an experiment where literally they hung the diplomas, they hung the awards of the physical therapy staff, which had not been done in the hospital. As soon as they did, the compliance rates went up over 30%. It was an amazing win-win. It took almost no effort. But once the credibility was subtly established of the physical therapy staff, people listened and they took action. Similarly, you can take your email signature file, put in information. If you blog for different places, if you have other things that you want people to know, you can put it there. Cialdini suggests that if you are meeting someone for the first time, you can, these are for whatever reason, it's socially acceptable, certain things versus other things. It is socially acceptable for you prior to meeting someone to say, oh, Joe, I'm looking forward to meeting you on Thursday. In advance of our meeting, I just wanted to let you know that my experience with regard to such and such issue that we are discussing is boom, boom, boom. And, citing these things that you may have done or, various accomplishments so that they understand the context. That's considered context setting. Whereas, once you actually get to the meeting with Joe, and if you're dealing face-to-face, and you start reeling off a list in person, verbally, of all the things that you've done, you'll look like a blowhard. So, literally, if you're doing it on paper versus in person, you will get much further, and that is a subtle cue that you can provide to folks.